This is going to be more of a casual, rambling video. I want to kind of chat with you because I haven't really just spoken directly to the audience in a while. You know, I've always liked making tutorials, educational content. It's just kind of been my personal what I do. But today I wanted to just talk and share some of my findings. You can tell by this video it is talking about 3 mistakes that I've made for my business leveraging YouTube as the online platform. And I want to talk about it because it's been a while since I've done a reflection video, and I want to discuss these ideas with you so that hopefully anybody who is curious about leveraging YouTube to grow their industry, grow their business, won't make the same mistakes as me. The first mistake I want to start off with is the idea of working hard instead of working smart. And especially for this year, I have worked less, but I've generated more revenue for my business. It was actually the times when I went on vacation that I hit and exceeded my revenue targets for the month. So it's pretty interesting. The thing about YouTube and online businesses in general, but YouTube specifically, is that there can be an endless amount of things that you can do on this platform. You can always be optimizing, you can always be making more content, and you can work non-stop if you want to. I know that Gary Vee and other entrepreneur types out there talk about just keeping the ball rolling. But what I've learned is by taking a step back and working less, but working smarter instead, I've seen a positive impact on my business, and more importantly, a positive impact on my mental health as well. That's pretty important. Something that I neglected last year, where I think I was also impatient, where I wanted to just keep growing and build it as much as possible. But I realized that it has more to do with just being able to work smart and be in the right mindset. And by working a lot and working overtime doesn't necessarily lead to the outcomes that you might want for your business. That's why I definitely think it's important to work smart instead of working hard. That is my mistake, because you can utilize your resources better, whether it's time, whether it's your mental energy. The second mistake I want to talk about is not getting help, not hiring employees. And the reason why that's important is I almost feel like we fetishize the idea of being like a one-man army, or maybe it's just the type of content I've been exposed to. By having that mindset, it actually has a detrimental effect usually. I think there might be a small fraction of entrepreneurs who thrive off of busyness, who thrive off of context switching, constantly working, feeling fulfillment, and I think that's awesome. But I would say not hiring employees was my mistake because I wanted to do everything myself. I was proud of that. I was proud of being the person who wore many hats. And even though I still do, hiring more employees is definitely a step in the right direction, which I wish I did earlier, because it creates a lot more headspace. It's part of, I guess, working smart instead of working hard as well. But giving yourself a lot more space, especially on YouTube, is pivotal, because YouTube is a creative space and it requires expertise, it requires focus. So definitely look into doing that and really have your finances in order so that you have that space, because it will benefit you a lot in the long run, mentally and physically. One point that I forgot to mention too is by having a team helping you, that also helps with your mentality a lot. Entrepreneurship can also be very lonely. I've experienced that. I've talked to several people in the space who definitely feel that, and they feel siloed. and sure, there's support from friends and family, but it's not really the same as having similar invested interest. So that is an extra reason why I believe that was one of the mistakes I did before, and it has helped me tremendously in terms of helping things go more smoothly. The third and final mistake that I made has to do with incorporating. And a lot of freelancers actually, when they start off, they might not do that. But in terms of long term, I wish I did it earlier, because by incorporating your business, it actually forces you to be in a different mindset. Mindset is a word that's thrown around everywhere. I think in every possible genre in the space of business, people talk about it. Sales, marketing, finance, they talk about mindset. It has a place because once you incorporate, you're actually forced to track everything. So that also really made me realize how my spending was, what I'm invested in, how I'm investing my time and money, because that also gives you a better understanding of like the overall perspective of your life. Therefore, one of the mistakes I made was I didn't incorporate fast enough, I didn't track enough earlier. I'm pretty sure if I tracked and realized how my finances for my business was earlier, it would have made a world of difference, because I would know exactly how much is coming in and out. I know exactly how to allocate funds for my employees, and be able to achieve that as well, and be able to utilize my my revenue for other parts such as marketing, advertising. So these are all things that by incorporating, it allowed me to force myself to look at that. I think what's funny is that even though I say I'm doing like a chat, I still can't resist making like a 3-pointer. That's like a part of me that I just haven't changed. But I think the rest of this video, I'll just kind of freestyle a bit. It's been a learning process. It's been super rewarding as well, because essentially this summer especially, I was able to work less, make more money, hire more employees, and start be able to invest back into the creative aspect. I realized that online business in general, but YouTube specifically, the value of YouTube is that you can do what you love to do. I think you can do what you love to do and you can make money from it, possibly. Now, talking about passion, I think that's really important, because essentially last year when I was building my business, I was really focused on all of the details, and I don't feel like I was enjoying it as much. I wouldn't even say this year, I would say like the past few months. By working less on it, I was actually able to have more space and more creative capacity to go back to doing what I love, which is teaching, consulting, giving great ideas, and creating content, which is why you're seeing this right now. That's why passion is really important when it comes to your business, and making sure that is what the focus is. I spoke to another person who's running business currently as well, and it's kind of like there's ups and downs, right? Like for a while, it was also really important to have a lot of the nitty-gritty parts in place last year. Otherwise, it wouldn't be the case now. So there's pros and cons, but I would say by being able to really adjust specifically and be able to go back to the mindset of doing what you love to do, that is probably the most important aspect of why I feel like I had a great year for my business. That's pretty much it for today's video. As always, by here, thanks for all the support, ongoing support, really appreciate it. Thank you all my friends for watching as well. I have some interesting ideas, think of new ways, new campaigns, apply some new things I've been learning, and yeah, really excited to try that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.